Hello everybody, I am PopRocks, and today we're going to be talking about the mythic skins and mythic weapons and what I think about them. The reason I'm doing this is because recently I saw a video by Omnic Post. I really liked his video, and I thought, why not make a video of my own? And because my last videos that I made about my personal thoughts about certain characters did very well, I figured this could be something that could also do well. So with that, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So we're going to be talking about the mythic skins in order, starting with Genji. Now, I'm going to tell you what I like and dislike about each skin, and then we'll get on to the mythic weapons as I get to them, alright? So, my likes for Genji: there's a lot of customization, it's very interesting designs, and it is a pretty good start to the mythics overall. My dislikes, however, are that the devs tried too hard and they set the bar too high. And what I mean by they tried too hard, well, they literally said, I don't know if it was recently or like back when Overwatch 2 launched around then, but they did admit, hey, we might have went a little bit overboard on Genji because we were excited and wanted people to be excited about mythics. But aside from that, it is a very good mythic and it's an amazing start to this entire type of skin. But yeah, that's just my thoughts about Genji. Nothing really to dislike other than the fact that they tried a little too hard. But that's not a bad thing for now. Now we are on to the Zeus Junker Queen skin. Now, I like Greek mythos a lot. It's very interesting for me. This skin also has like good colors with the yellow, the pink, and then the blue. I'm a sucker for blue, what can I say? Even the pink. I do actually like the pink a lot. And I like looking at like the glowing weapons, the knife, the axe. It's all very awesome, very cool. Makes you really feel powerful when you get a kill and all that. I dislike about the skin, however, is that the armor changes are a little because it goes from like her body armor to her shoulder armor, and I don't know why they're two separate customizations. I feel like they should be the same, but so like it gives me a feeling of like bloating the customization looking while effectively not doing anything. But I guess I see why, because I do like having the armor covering the midsection. I think it looks cooler, and then I like having the eagle shoulder pads sometimes. But like aside from that nitpick, overall, just my main part is just I feel like the armors are separated for really no good reason. But yeah, that's what I think about the Zeus Junker Queen skin. For our third mythic of the list, we have Amaterasu Kiriko. What I like about this is that it's very well designed, has very interesting like color palette, and I like the headdress options. However, I think it's closer to that Genji bar, right? Which is both a good and bad thing, because like I just said, the Junker Queen was a little bit and then like after Sigma, the next few are kind of like a little bit disappointing comparatively. So I feel like upping the ante for her and Sigma and then going back down again, I don't know how I feel about it. And then also, I personally, if you haven't watched my videos before, I don't like Kiriko. I like the skin, but I don't really like Kiriko, so I don't wear it that often. But yeah, that's just my quick little thoughts about Kiriko. It's just like the Genji one, not really any really big problems. It's just these minor things that have nothing to do with the skin technically, but also does a little bit with being closer to the Genji bar. But I'm gonna stop rambling about Kiriko, and now we'll be moving on to Sigma. Now, what I like about Sigma's mythic Galactic Emperor is that it fits Sigma very well. It goes with his whole like gravity theming, and also the Star Watch, I believe it was called, event that was going on. It was very fun. It's a very interesting concept for him as well. My dislikes, however, are that the only customization that feels good to me is his full uniform, with the hat, shoulder pads, armor, whole shebang, right? And then also, I just always pick the classic purple, black, and gold color scheme. I would get the gilded, but I don't want to waste my mythic prisms because I'm saving up for Juno. I know, crazy. But, I just feel like Sigma just felt like, to me, there was only like, out of his whole pretty decently sized mythic customization thing, it only felt like I was only ever using one, maybe two combos, but either way, it was always the full uniform, and I'd maybe change the color sometimes. But that might just be me, and that might just be my preferences really shining out here. But tell me what you think. And now we'll be moving on to our next character, who will be Tracer. Now, what do I like about Tracer's Mythic? Well, I like the color selection. You know, you got the classic blue with the black hair. Then I believe it's red with a brown hair, and then blue again, but like a lighter white and blue with white hair, which I really like. It is very simple, but it is very well executed. And you know, Tracer just looks adorable in this. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Tracer looks nice in this. I like it. The only dislike I have is that I wish it looked like the recall animation from a PJ Rascal's like Mythic Concepts thing, which I'm gonna put on screen probably right about now. But yeah, you can see where I'm saying, like, I want it to look like this, because the normal one, like, I don't know, I just feel like that would be more interesting for her Mythic. But, you know, aside from that one minor nitpick, I think it's very good, even though it does not have a ton of customization when I looked at it again. So yeah, that is my Tracer. On to A7000 Wargod Ana. I like it. I mean, it's inoffensive. I like the more bony design. However, it just felt so underwhelming, because I really liked Tracer aesthetically. I really like Sigma aesthetically, and he felt well designed as a Mythic skin. Kiriko, again, very good aesthetic, very good colors, all this. Junker Queen, good colors, good aesthetic. Genji, again, very good. But then Ana, I don't know. Even when I looked back at it recently for this video, I just felt like they could have done better. I don't know what they could have done. I don't know if it's just her being an Omnic and the certain hairstyles that it turns into with like the certain heads. I don't know. Just something about A7000 Wargod makes me feel weird, and not in a bad way, but not in a good way. And I think inoffensive is probably the worst thing a Mythic skin can be, in my opinion. But you know, you guys can disagree with me in the comments, or you can agree with me on other stuff. It doesn't matter. But yeah, anyway, while we're on Ana, let's talk about her Mythic weapon, the Midnight Sun. Now, for her Mythic weapon, I really love the color scheme. You know, the gold and orangey, like the minor oranges, because like it's mostly white with gold accents, and then like a twinge of orange here and there, I believe. It's very fun flourish. You can spam it. It's a fidget spinner, as we call it. It's got a very cool reactivity with like all the lights coming out of it. It just looks so cool. I love it. However, I do wish this had an inspect, which is what everybody wanted from Reinhardt's, and it's very disappointing, but I don't know if I'll show it here. But all of the Mythic weapons, except for one, have an idle animation that could be considered an inspect, quote unquote. The only downside is, since it's not an inspect, it takes like 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds for it to actually proc, which is kind of disappointing. But now we're going to be moving on from Ana. The dreaded Hanzo, and then we'll get to even the worst one that people liked even less after this. But Hanzo, Onryo Hanzo. I like the color selection personally. I don't like the very last one, which is like a white with a, I think, very light bluish gray. I don't like that one, but aside from that, I like the red, I like the blue. I just like not enough customization. It's colors and a bow. It's terrible. I'm gonna be honest. It's terrible. I don't know why they thought Hanzo should have been the Mythic guy, but also I don't know why they would release it so poorly done. It's like not even a bad skin. It's just it's got so little customization that I don't know if it can barely be called a Mythic at that point. It's just a legendary with built-in recolors. It's very disappointing. I love the dragon ultimate, and like the bow, I usually go with the classic bow. I just prefer the sleeker, less bony design. But I don't know what to say about Hanzo. I mean, I like the colors, but aside from that, it's just disappointing. On to the second disappointment of this list, we have Grand Beast Orisa. Now, hot take. I like Grand Beast Orisa. I think the colors are nice, and I think it's got decent customization options. However, among those options, there is a lack of, enough of them. Again, with Hanzo, she has her gun and the colors. I think there's like one other thing. I think it's gun. Actually, no, I think it's just the gun and the colors again. Which, like, she has more colors than Hanzo started out with. But I don't know. I always run Garchomp Orisa with the basic gun. I don't know. The hooked gun seems weird to me. But, that's just my opinion. And yeah, I have even less to say about Orisa just because I think it's okay. I think people hated on it a little too much because it was Orisa and it was a bad mythic again. You know, because there's the second one in a row that's just downright horrible. Some people liked Ana, but most people can agree Hanzo and Orisa were very disappointing. So I really have nothing to add with Orisa. Now we are on to Ancient Caller Moira. What I like about her is that she's a step up from the last three mythics being Ana, Orisa, and Hanzo, not in that order, of course, you just heard me say that. I love the voice lines, and I love the voice that she has. Also, the eyeballs, forgot to mention that in my little notes here. The eyeballs, like, on her mythic orbs, awesome. My dislike, though, is that there's only, like, 2 good combos for me, and literally they use the same thing aside from the mask and the color, and even then the color sometimes is still the same. Also, why was the first color for her the worst one? Like, it's yellow. That was by far, I think, the worst one. I don't think I've seen a single person use it aside from when they only bought the base version, and then if I would ever get into a game with that same person again, never would run yellow. It doesn't really look that good with any of them. Blue is pushing it. The best ones for me are the white and red that they used in the trailer for the season, and then obviously I guess not obviously, you haven't seen my skin for her, but I do really like that blue one with no mask. But if I choose the red and white one, I like it with the second mask. The first mask is a hit or miss for me, but you know, these are just my opinions once again. Okay, so now we're on to Vengeance Mercy. What I like about Vengeance Mercy, it's the interesting concept with the Mirror Watch theme and like game mode, and then having this mythic. Very fun. I do really like the colors with the blue, the red, and I think white with an accent of blue. And then the customizations. There's a good bit of customizations. You got her weapons, then you got the colors, the armor, and the masks. I believe, if not, then the mask and the armor are the same, but either way, pretty okay amount of customization. I like them too. They look nice. Problem is, I don't play Mercy. I don't find her that fun, so I didn't actually get this mythic. Like, same thing like with Wargod. I didn't get Wargod. I didn't initially get the first 3 mythics either, but then I got them after the fact, which Vengeance Mercy will probably be one where if I don't want the mythic skin or a mythic weapon, I low-key would probably get mythic Mercy Vengeance next, but you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is my Mercy thoughts and likes and dislikes and all that. And now we're going to get on to the next one, which is going to be Calamity Empress Ashe. What I like about this skin is that it's a good reference to Power Rangers, and I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, the Sentai Warriors or Sentai Rangers, whatever they were called in Japan, which were the like original inspiration for the Power Rangers in the Western world. I like the theming for that season a lot, and I like her skin because of this reference. However, I don't like the nation personally, and Bob, I don't know, Bob just looks funny. The big mouth is not the problem. I think it's that the big mouth has jagged teeth and his face looks weird with like that little mohawk too. I don't know. Bob put me off, and then also I don't like her initial headdress, and I didn't want to spend 60 prisms or however many prisms it would take me to get the headdress or hat on her I do like. So I just decided I'm probably never going to get it because I don't want to waste upwards of 80 prisms on a character I'm barely going to play, because with all the mythics I have before, I play them very often, so I'm like not stressed about it. But yeah, no, that is my thoughts on Calamity Empress Ashe. But we're going to quickly move on to her Lead Rose mythic weapon. What I like about the mythic weapon is that it's got a fun flourish again, a little rose that you little shimmy, a little shake, and then you throw it at people. It's fun. It's got nice color, you know, it's like a very vibrant pink with a little undertone of, I think, a darker pink, almost red, and then you got the black around it. Very good colors overall. And it's got a nice reactivity to it. I like that it like lights up and has a little blooming flower, though I wish the reactivity did go down the vines along her gun, as well as being on the hammer, not just being on the hammer. I think it would have been more fun if they slowly sprout out there too, but I get why. It could be in the way if she's scoping and, you know, you're trying to shoot at her, so I get why they did it. I'm so disappointed. And also, I don't play Ashe that much, so that's really just why I didn't get it, or the mythic skin, just because I don't play her enough to really care. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Ashe's mythics. Onto Anubis Reaper. What I like about this is that fits him very well. You know, he's basically an agent of chaos and death. So having the god of death be his mythic weapon makes a lot, not mythic weapon, mythic skin makes a lot of sense. He has some good colors, you know. He's the black with the red and a little bit of gold accent. I think then he has a blue, a darker gray or black, and then another color I can't remember, and then he's got a white and blue one, which always looks good on most of these characters. Though my single dislike about this is that I halfway still wish it was on Ramatra. Now, I understand why it's on Reaper, and I'm not mad. I'm just saying, I was with that camp who were like, ooh, it could be Ramatra, it's going to be Egyptians. It was not, unfortunately, but hey, you know, whatever they cook up for Ramatra, I'm sure it'll be good, especially because we've been begging for a dance emote, and we're finally getting it, so who knows? Maybe Season 18, since we don't know what Mythic's then, maybe it's going to be Ramatra, and he's going to have, like, an underwater thing in something. I don't know, and that'll be his dance emote. But yeah, no, these are my thoughts on Reaper. I forgot to mention it when I was talking about Mercy, but I will not be mentioning Diva's Mythic or Reaper or Mercy's Mythic weapons. I'm not going to be talking about any Mythic weapons or Mythics that have yet to come out. I just wanted to say that now. I know I waited too long. I waited like 16 minutes into the video to say this, but you know, I just figured I should have said it a while ago, so I might as well say it now. But yeah, I'm done with Reaper. Now on to Spellbinder Widow. What I like is that's a pretty neat concept. She's like a wizard or an alchemist sort of character, and you know, she's going to an academy, or she was, and then she dropped out. You know, I like the concept. It's very cool. Also, I'm very much a sucker for blue fire. I really like it, so if there's a blue fire on a skin, I will like it. Unfortunately, I do not play Widow enough to even get this, let alone think about getting it. And I don't like that it feels like a step down from Moira, Mercy, and Reaper. Those three felt like back-to-back-to-back bangers, and then the Widow one, I don't know. It just felt weird. It just felt very strange to me, and it didn't feel like it was enough. But that might just be me not liking Widow very much. Not even like I don't like Kiriko. I hate Kiriko. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't like her character. I think they flubbed it. They did really good in the cinematic. Anyway, I'm not getting into Kiriko right now. I just don't care for Widowmaker as a playable character. With that, we're going to be talking about her mythic weapon now, Dame Chance. What I like about Dame Chance is that it's got a very nice color scheme, very Widow. It's got a red, purple, and a black with maybe, I think, an accent in blue. I can't really tell from my picture pulled up. And then on top of that, it's got an interesting but like minor reload change. It's literally just the same animation, but it's like a crystal instead, which I really like. The flourish is awesome. You can spin your grapple and then swing it up and use your grapple ability, so it's like pretty cool. If you time it right, it looks sick as hell. The kill counter on the scope as well I really like. But I just don't play Widowmaker very much. That's really my only gripe. It's a very good mythic weapon. I just don't play Widowmaker enough to care, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, no, that's my thoughts on Widow's mythics. Next up is Thor Reinhardt. What do I like about this? Well, I love Norse mythology, just like Greek. I love a lot of mythologies. I think the customizations and the options are pretty neat. But my thing is, it feels both like and not like Reinhardt. And at times it's too bright. Like, with the effects and then the colors and then all that, it's very bright on its own before he even puts up his shield or uses Fire Strike or God forbid Earth Shatter, because all those are very much bright and like bombastic when it comes to the lighting. So for me, really my dislikes aren't even that big of a deal. The worst one is probably just, it like feels like Reinhardt, but also, I don't know, it's just weird. It doesn't feel like Reinhardt to me sometimes, but yeah, that's what I think of Thor Reinhardt. Now for his Bound Demon weapon. I like it. It's an interesting concept, and it's nice classic fire colors, big, black and gray, and then with some orange, yellow, and red in there. Pretty classic, pretty nice. The flourish, now I'm taking this for what it is a bit underwhelming. Because Annas and Widows, they're pretty neat just using the kit, but it's still fun. Because you can use it and then use the ability for neat little, visual for your end. And they're just fun. Ashe's, hers was fun just because it's a little rose. I mean, it's cute. His is just a spin. I think his idle animation is a lot more interesting than the flourish, and that's disappointing. I feel like it should have been the other way around. Well, obviously they couldn't put a little spin on an idol, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Just overall the Ryan mythics, they just feel a little off for me, but that might just be me. For our very last mythic skin of the video, we have Pixiu Zenyatta, which is based off a Chinese, I believe a Chinese dragon in their mythology. And here's what I like about it. I love the colors, I love the customization. It's got a sick reload animation, and it's got an awesome like ultimate radius with the dragons and stuff. The only dislike I have is that the armor changes is a little bit It's kind of like the Junker Queen one, where at first I didn't realize her shoulder pads were changing when I was changing one of the sliders. Like, just at the very beginning, I was like, oh, that's what's changing. For Zenyatta, it's more noticeable, but it's still, like, a little subdued, but I get it. They can't make him too bulky or jut out too much. It'll make his hitbox weird. But, you know, that's just what I have to say about Zenyatta. That I really do love the skin. That's why I got it this season. And I'm hoping that the Juno skin next season is going to go crazy. Otherwise, I might get a Mercy one, or I might, like, not the Mercy mythic skin, mythic weapon, but I might not even get it at all. We'll see how next season goes. But yeah, that's our final mythic skin. And for our very last entry in this weirdly long video, we have Deliverance, the Soldier mythic weapon. Now, what do I like about it? Well, I think it has a very interesting kill effect. It's probably my favorite, aside from maybe Anna's. Like, Anna's, you know, sword striking down, and then his is like a swirling of mana. It's just so cool. I love them both. It's a nice concept with, like, every time you get a kill, there's either more souls, or, like, there's the demon face on the side growing, or is it on the part of the gun you're facing? I can't remember. Either way, it's very cool. What I dislike about it, though, is the flourish feels a little too simple and too detached from Soldier. Now, what I mean is, simple is fine. Anna, you know, Widowmaker, those are pretty simple. Reinhardt's is still pretty simple, but it's more fun. I think I don't like this one because everybody else, they are doing it. So, like, for instance, Anna spinning her sleep dart, she's doing something with her kit. Widowmaker grapple. Reinhardt, his hammer. Ashe, she at least has a rose which is on theme. While Soldier's is on theme, he's not doing it. He's really just kind of shaking the gun a little bit, and then the gun does it. I don't know. It just feels weird to me, and I don't really like it all too much. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Deliverance. Now, after 22 long minutes, the video is over. Please let me know what you think about my thoughts and takes on each of these mythic skins and mythic weapons. And you know what? Let me know down below your favorite and least favorite mythic skin and mythic weapon. And with that, I'm Pop Rocks, and I'm signing off. Bye-bye.